Hello, this is Wicked Shrapnel, and the video that I posted yesterday of the Xbox and PS4, which one will you buy? It invoked a lot of comments and discussion on people that were siding with either console. So today, I want to continue the console wars and look at the hardware specs. And this is an article on gizmag.com that I will link to in the description if you want to go check it out yourself. But I think it is the best article that I've come across that is comparing the hardware on the Xbox One to the PS4. So first, we'll look at storage. And both the Xbox One and the PS4 are both going to have 500 gigabytes of internal hard drive space. And the PS4 said it might be the better choice. Like the PS3, it'll let you upgrade the hard drive. The Xbox won't, but there's an option for expanding the Xbox One storage. It'll let you attach an external hard drive via USB. And we don't know yet if the PS4 is going to let you use USB drives for storage, but we do know that it has two USB 3.0 ports. As for RAM, both are going to be supporting 8 gigabytes of RAM. The Xbox has DDR3 RAM, while the PS3 has GDDR5. And I looked more into the GDDR5, and that is actually a different kind of version of DDR3 RAM, but it is I guess, a higher bandwidth for graphics type of memory. So it will actually, I think, perform better for gaming than just straight up DDR3 memory. But the DDR3 memory is supposed to be better for like multitasking and other things that the Xbox is designed to do with TV integration and other stuff like that, rather than just being solely for gaming. And don't know how big of a difference that's going to actually make between games. I don't imagine that, say, like Call of Duty Ghost is going to be developed that much differently for the PS3 or PS4 versus the Xbox One. I think it'll be designed to run at a certain level that will be supported by both systems. So I think the main improvements in any type of RAM capabilities will be on exclusive PS4 titles, where it could take advantage of that certain type of memory that the PS4 has. And going on to processors, both are going to have an AMD octa-core processor, and I think they are both pretty much compatible with each other. The graphics, both have AMD Radeon graphics, and I had seen another comparison of the type of graphics cards that are in them, and the PS4 does have slightly better graphics card integrated into, I think it's integrated graphics card and CPU or somehow on the same chipset. And also another thing that I had heard is that the RAM is going to be like one big pool on the PS4 that is shared between the GPU and the CPU, whereas Xbox One is using an older style memory allocation for their memory. So let's see, let's go on down. So I think the edge there is for the PS4 as well, but how much of a difference that makes in what you're going to see in games, I don't know, and we won't know until we start seeing what the games can actually do when we play them. As for size, the Xbox One is larger. So it says, unless you're cramped for space under your TV, it probably won't be a deal breaker one way or the other. But for what it's worth, the Xbox One is a bigger console in terms of surface area. It's 21% larger than the new PlayStation, and that isn't counting the new Kinect, which ships with every new Xbox One. For discs played, they both play Blu-ray and DVD. So pretty much the same thing there. For game formats, they both play discs and digital downloads. And for backwards compatibility, both of them do not support previous gen games. So the Xbox One is not going to play Xbox 360 games, and the PS4 is not going to play PS3 games. And it says Sony might offer cloud stream PS3 games at some point down the road, but even if that does happen, be prepared to pay for all your old games over again. But I'm pretty sure everyone's going to keep their PS3 anyway, so I wouldn't want to buy an old game to play on the Xbox One anyway. For used games, they both are going to play used games. Microsoft had originally stated that the Xbox One would give publishers the option of blocking used games, but after an extremely vocal customer backlash, Microsoft changed course and abandoned its DRM mania. So the Xbox One used game policy is now in line with the Xbox 360's policy. In other words, not much to worry about. PS4 used game policy is same as PS3's. And PS4 game publishers have the option of using online passes, which can restrict online multiplayer portions of a game to the original owner. But like the Xbox One, the PS4 will not block used game disc altogether. Always online requirements, neither of them are now requiring to be always online. The Xbox was originally going to require that, but they backed out of that as well and abandoned that idea after the community was in uproar. Default controllers pretty much look like previous generations. And if you liked the PS3 controller, you'll probably like the PS4. And if you like the Xbox 360 controller, you're probably going to like the Xbox One controller as well. For motion control, the Xbox One is going to use the Kinect for motion control, and the PS4 is going to use that thingamabobber. It's DualShock. I don't even know what that thing is called. Motion? Don't know. Never used one. Voice control. The Xbox One is going to have voice control alongside with the Kinect 2's motion control. We'll let users control certain things via voice, and that includes elements of game system functions and live TV. And the PS4 is not going to have that. Live TV integration. The Xbox One is going to incorporate live TV, and there's also some deals with like sports where you can like overlay fantasy football and stuff over like an actual football game. It looked kind of neat, but I don't watch sports, so that really don't mean shit to me, and I don't even have cable television. I haven't had cable television for like 10 years, so that really doesn't mean anything to me, but if you're into that kind of thing, it could be cool. And release date, the Xbox One is coming in November 2013. PS4 hasn't specifically nailed down a date yet, but I imagine it'll be in the same time frame. And for the pricing, the Xbox One's $500. It comes bundled with Kinect, and the PS4 is $400. So in the wrap-up, it says, like most of these comparisons that we do, the winner will depend on what you're looking for. If you're excited about futuristic gestures and voice control, then the Xbox One looks likely to be your champion. If you want your console to be the center of all your living room entertainment, you'll also want to look at the Xbox. Our initial view was that the PS4 might be a better choice if you only wanted a classic gaming console due to its lack of DRM. But now that the Xbox always online and used game concerns are now null and void, the PS4 niche isn't quite as clear. Perhaps it will be known as the cheaper console provided you aren't worried about motion control. Of course, this comparison's far from complete and there are still many unknowns, and we've yet to see side-by-side and cross-platform games. Like we already mentioned, developers will need time to do their thing, and the picture of these two systems is gradually forming, but that image will continue to evolve. Stay tuned for more, as this is far from the last word on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. So a lot of it's going to come down to personal preference and what you're looking for in a console. And I'm going to do some more future episodes of Console War and compare some of the other things. This is purely from a hardware standpoint. And I think from a hardware standpoint, as far as gaming is concerned, I think the PS4 has the win in this category. So there are other aspects of the hardware as far as like TV integration and things like that, where the Xbox is one as an all-around home entertainment system. But as far as gaming, I think that the PS4 is the clear winner in the hardware category. So that's all I have for now. Let me know in the comments what you think of hardware comparisons, your opinions. And let me know what else you would like me to compare as far as the Xbox One to PS4. Something that I'm going to compare in the near future is the exclusive titles of the games that are coming to each console. So that is a big deal breaker to me. So that's what I will talk about in the next episode. So hope you enjoy this video, and I will talk to you later. Take it easy.